Hello, everyone, and welcome to the best and worst of Walt Disney World, brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Be sure to visit them on the web at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. I am your host, Ryno Clavin, and in this week's episode, I am going to be joined by Deni Sunderly.
Hi there.
I've decided I'm going to introduce people before I even say what we're doing today. I don't want you to just have to sit there silently.
There you go. Sounds good.
So in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the best things to have in your backpack on a day to the parks. I feel like we talk about it on a show a lot. We've done a show about the best ways to stay dry at the parks, but I was going through the list of all the recorded episodes, and I don't think we have a specific episode where we talk about what is with us on hand on a regular average day. So I thought it would just be kind of a fun thing to do. So I know Deni has her backpack with her.
I do.
Perfect. I've got several of mine with me right behind me to show you the different shapes and sizes. So Deni, you know what? Let me have you go first. Tell me one essential thing that every time you go to a Disney park, you've got it in the bag.
Oh, and I had it before this whole COVID-19 world descended upon us. But my number one thing that I always have with me is hand sanitizer.
Yes.
And thankfully, it's all over the parks. Like you have, dispensers, at least 3 of them at just about every attraction. And so you pretty much have it within arm's reach whenever you need it, or you can locate one really easily. But I love just having my own. Like I said, I just get the teeny ones and pop them. If I don't have my backpack with me, I'll have my, little purse with me, and it just fits in everything. And I like the fun scents. So that's just me being, specific, or picky. But so it's hand sanitizer. As soon as I know we're not putting our fingers on the touch points anymore right now, which that's a good thing. But back in the day when we were, that was the first thing I would do. As soon as I put my finger on that touch point to scan into a park, I'd get my hand sanitizer out and scrub down.
Yeah. I should ask you too, what's your preferred backpack size as well? Some people go with the small bags. A lot of my friends do. And the Loungefly makes those very adorable theme park Disney character related bags that I like. I personally go for the full size bag, but not a giant backpack.
Yeah, so the one this is my work one. This is a Vera Bradley microfiber, so it's water resistant, which is really nice. So this is the one that I'll if I've got work things to do, or if I'm going out for like the entire day. This is great. It's not ginormous. They have a bigger size than this. So I'm not being swallowed up by a backpack. But if I'm just going in with my hubby or a friend for the evening or an afternoon, I'll have the next size down because I just don't need all that space.
I have 2 types of bags. So okay. I am a fan of the Loungefly bags, the regular backpack. I think the Loungefly, like the character ones, or the mini backpack is what they're referred to. I'm not 100% sure, but I like, as you may have seen, is I oftentimes will have this Ewok backpack with me. Now, the only thing with this backpack is that it doesn't have side pouches. I know a lot of this design in the Loungefly, the character patterns, are coming out with the ones with the side pouches in them now, because there is a Powerline one that I have my eye on that's in my Amazon wish list right now. I put everything in my wish list. I should just call it, I know it's called a wish list, but I want to call it like the sale list. Like it's how I watch for when there's a sale and you can just go through, right? But the reason why I like these bags is because it's got the pouch in the front. So I like the one pouch for organization. And then inside it's got like the one laptop sleeve and then the bigger area here. Now, those are great. And then also I like, there's another brand, which I believe is called BioWorld. And a lot of those you can get at, those are a lot of the times the ones you find at like Hot Topic, Box Lunch and stuff. And they have a lot of like fun character bags too. This is my Supernatural backpack. This is my Halloween backpack. But what's great about this one is it has the side pouches, because I have some essentials that I always put in the side pouch. And on rainy days, it's nice to have that side pouch. And because I carry my camera inside of the bag, it's a little bit more. But they also sometimes will have get a little extra pocket for organization, because I feel like I am a person that I do really like to have the backpack if I'm going to spend any more than just like an hour or two in a park because but I don't want an absurdly large backpack, but I do crave that organization a little bit because like you, I will also always have my hand sanitizer, and so this is my pouch right here, hand wipes.
Perfect.
I always carried these before the lockdown. You can ask Craig. You've seen me in videos with them. Oh, yes, you've got
I
some
have
too.
some too.
These are great because it was like you can really like scrub your hand in that moment when you need it, but also whenever you go to sit at a table, I was always like, don't put anything down, and I wash the table really quick. And I have to say this though about the couple of times I've been to the theme parks, in terms of the safety and health like protocols that are in place right now, the folks that work in food and beverage that are cleaning the tables are doing an exceptional job.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I have seen that every time I have gone anywhere near there, anytime anybody even gets up from the seat, I see them immediately wipe that surface down. So those surfaces, I definitely have to give them props for that. But these, I feel like, are a must. You can find them in, well, I don't know how easy it is, but I did actually find these just this week in the Target aisle. I got an alert that they were back in stock, so I made the risk and ran over, and they had a bunch. They're like $1.50. It's 20 wipes. These are a must for me because not only do I keep them in my bag, they're in the middle thing in my car, whatever that's called, and they're basically anywhere that I feel like I'm going to need it. So there's like 3 places I have them, but there's a pack of these in every one of my backpacks.
Well, and some of these things that we're going to go over today, you may not need them in any one given afternoon, but it just feels good to have them with you. So even if safety measures, and I agree completely, they are doing an amazing job on making sure that everything is clean and just the way it needs to be. But just in case, it kind of feels good to know I've got some wipes with me, or I've got some hand sanitizer, or 30 other things that I might have in my backpack. Just to have them with me brings me comfort.
Yeah, like I will also carry on the hand. I might as well throw it in here. The new thing that I always make sure to have too is I will take a bunch of Clorox wipes, which are not for your hands, and I will put those in a Ziploc bag, and I'll double bag them and put them in my bag too. And that's just for my like own comfort. Like I said, those I use when I go. If you were going to do a ride, like if you've seen my vlog, it's on the YouTube channel on youtube.com/disunplugged. That first day I went back to Hollywood Studios, I did do Rise of the Resistance. I am not one to be doing a lot of attractions right now, but one thing that brings me a little bit of comfort is I'll just take the Clorox wipe out right before I get on the attraction. I wipe down anywhere that my like body's going to come into contact with. Not because it's dirty or I haven't felt like that, but it's just for my own peace of mind because I don't know how often they're clean. I know they say it's like every 30 minutes or something like that, but I don't know. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
It's standard. I think it's standardly been every 2 hours that all surfaces.
Oh, 2 hours. Okay, good.
Yeah, are routinely cleaned. Now, as soon as you're up from a table, yes, they descend upon that table and make sure that it's ready to go for the next party.
Yeah, and that's good. And something to remember too is that people are required to wear masks even on the attractions. So it is one of those ideas where ideally it's still a clean surface. You know, it's just again, you do you for your comfort level, right?
That's right.
What's another thing you got in that backpack?
Okay, so another thing that I got in my backpack is an umbrella, and usually I'll usually keep it on the outside pocket, but if it's a wet day and I've been using it, I don't have to have it anywhere near my stuff. I just put it in that outside pocket. And I know this brings up like the the timeless question of umbrella or poncho. And I know that there are people who love the umbrella more than the poncho and vice versa. I am definitely an umbrella person. And it's not the teeniest umbrella. It's also not the largest. And I can just stick it in that in the pocket here, and you're good to go. Because here in Florida, as we all know, it can rain, and at the drop of a hat. And even if you think, I've got a few minutes before it starts, it can still start out of nowhere. And it's a bummer to get caught in the rain in the park sometimes. I know some of us are hardy folks who don't mind at all and will keep on going, but it just brings me, again, a little bit of comfort to have my trusty umbrella with me, just in case.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because there's also the different types of rain. Sometimes it's just that annoying little bit of a mist, and you're like, "Well, I don't want to get my hair wet."
Right.
That's me. I don't know, but I am very much like, no, 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 I'm good. And there, there's other times where you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna need the poncho." And actually, I do have raincoat slash poncho on mine, and that is inside here. But you're right. I keep mine in the outside pocket. Slide it right in here. It's easy to just grab that off my back here. I also have one of these, I should say, with my hand sanitizer. I put it on the loop, so it's always, I don't even have to reach for it in the bag here. It's nice and sparkly if you can see this in the video, because that's all they had left. And I was like, I don't care, I'll wear it. I on the other side, I have a reusable water bottle. That's what goes into the other loop here. And what I love about that is I recommend the kind that do not sweat. Otherwise, you are going to end up, if you don't have the outside pockets, as soon as you put like water in there, sometimes it can just, even if it's not that cold, I feel like it can get a little sweaty, and then that water is just kind of stewing in the backpack. And if you have any sort of electronics, or you've got an extra shirt in there or anything like that, it's going to get like kind of damp in the bag. So that's why it's nice to have the kind that don't sweat. And I know you can get them at like Ross. Target usually has pretty decent sized ones, but or decently priced ones, excuse me. But that's a must for me. But I like I said, I always have a rain jacket, and I always put it on the bottom of the bag. Excuse me while I open my backpack here. That's my camera in a shopping bag, if you saw. But I always have I actually think I call this my rain jacket, but I am positive now it is a windbreaker. So it's fine. It does the job when I need it to.
There you go. And it's adorable.
It's dinosaurs and pizza, two things I love. And I like to take it, and when it's dry, if you're bringing anything that you're worried about, when you slam your bag down, I layer the bottom of my backpack with this, so it adds a nice extra cushion to any sort of delicate, if you buy like a mug or anything during the day and you're putting that in your backpack, I find that having just that extra little push gives me just like an extra sense of security. So it works multiple ways.
That's really smart, actually.
Yeah. Always on the bottom, because I am I got up while Deni was talking a second ago, and I'm glad it was in there, because I just knocked my backpack off my foot stand next to me, and my camera was in it. So let's hope the camera is okay. But
dear me,
yeah, nice way to lose your job during a during a pandemic, is to just throw the really expensive equipment on the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Do you have another thing you recommend in your bag?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's in the other room, so I don't have it in my bag right now, but normally it's right here in my bag, is sunscreen, because even if you apply sunscreen in the morning, you're going to want it with you to touch up during the day. I'm not always the best at doing that.
Oh, no, me neither.
Because who wants to do that? But it's good to have it with you. And if you feel like you are, becoming singed, you can stop everything and apply another layer, although you could argue it's too late at that point, but it makes you feel better. But another thing that I keep with me is sunscreen. So like a lip protectant, a lip gloss, a lip balm with sunscreen in it. So this is Sun Bum. I got this at Target. My very favorite is Supergoop, which you can get online all over the place. You can also get it at Anthropologie at Disney Springs. But it is a really good, just SPF lip balm. I always have to have lip gloss on my lips.
Not lip gloss, but yeah, I also... Sorry.
Lip balm, lip gloss, lip whatever, chapstick, you name it. I got to have something on my lips. And so something that I learned years ago, because I ended up having a basal cell carcinoma right here on my lip. This just happened 3 years ago. So it was a huge ordeal. It was very, very scary. The whole 9 yards. Had to have a procedure on it. So anyhow, now rather than putting my favorite lip gloss on my lips at the parks, which is like, offers no protection, in fact, makes your lips even more susceptible to sunburn and everything else, I'll give a swipe of that. So anything with SPF in it, this has SPF 30. The Super Goop stuff is really good too. It's really hard to find an SPF lip balm that tastes good because they all have these just awful chemical tastes. So those are two that I recommend.
Oh my gosh, I never even thought of something like that either. That is going to be something I definitely put in my backpack for the next time I go. Is it Supergoop like, is that Gwyneth Paltrow's thing or is that something else? Okay.
It's different. She's just Goop.
Okay.
And then there's Super
She's not
Goop.
Super. She's just regular Goop.
She's not super.
Who is she?
So super.
One thing, I know this is going to sound a little weird, but I don't know if you saw it. This is my camera right now because the last time I was in the park, it started downpouring. And so one thing I always try to have with me is at least one or two like Target, like grocery store bags, those sort of things. I like the Target ones because I find that plastic seems to be a little more durable. And I like that Target also has the reuse it, like has the lists on the side for what you can use the bag with. And I'm very much like conscious of that sort of thing. Like I will save all plastic bags, use them for whether it's just, garbage can liners or something like this. But when it starts that Florida downpour that you can come out of nowhere, if you have your cell phone, if you have any sort of electronics, I know a lot of people are doing video and stuff like that on their phone now, but I feel a little bit safer having that extra layer in my bag, being able to say this is in my backpack, but inside of my backpack, it's wrapped inside of a plastic bag. So yes, this isn't waterproof. This is the poor man's solution, but I find that, it's all about, it just makes me feel a little bit better and gives me that couple extra minutes that I can get out of, run out of the rain if I'm just caught in the middle of nowhere. Also, you never know. Sometimes there's just something in your bag that like you're all of a sudden like, why is there water in my bag? You put the bag down on the ground. Another reason why I layer it with the rain jacket specifically, you put your bag down on the ground. It's happened to me before. You don't realize there's a wet surface underneath of you sometimes. And so it can leak up through without even knowing, especially when you sit down to dine and you put it on the ground. Sometimes there's puddles, whatever. So that's why I'm very much like, don't let your backpack touch the ground. But that's a big one for me. You can always ask at a merchandise location for one of these bags, but I'd rather have it, before we go. They have a clear ones when you ask them. Usually I like those ones. Do not use the ones with the design on it, because when the design ones get wet and they're twisted, the ink comes off. And I have learned that that's the bad way.
It's the worst. You look at your hands and your hands are blue.
Yeah, you're always like, what happened? And you're like, oh no.
Yeah, not good.
And along those lines of the plastic bag like this, I like to bring a couple of Ziploc bags. Craig makes fun of me for this, but I like to have like the snack size ones because they're perfect to fit your cell phone in. And I'll have like a couple, maybe like one of the bigger size one, and then put those ones inside, keep it all together in the bigger size one. But like your wallet, anything that is in my pockets, if it starts that downpour, goes into that Ziploc bag, and then it goes into the front pouch of my backpack over there. So I know exactly where it is, but I also know that it's going to be dry.
Well, and even beyond it downpouring in the park, you go on Splash Mountain and you're going to get splashed. And so it's good just to be able, or Cali River Rapids, just to pop your technology in one of those bags or whatever you hold dear, your wallet, all that jazz. Pop it into one of those bags. I'm partial to quart size bags myself. Because they fit a little bit more in there. So yeah, just having one of those in there is a good thing.
Wipes.
There you go, your wipes. And you have a baggie if you've got a treat that you're enjoying and you can't finish it all. Like I ended up carting half a cupcake around Magic Kingdom the other day because I couldn't finish it all. And yet this was an amazing cupcake and did not want to get rid of it. If I had had, a little something with me, I could have popped it in there and not carried around the French fry container that's over on top of the other one it was a bit of a mess, but I made it through.
I like it too, because I mean, you probably have this because of work, we save a lot of the receipts we have to use for like food stuff if we have to go in for the park or anything. But also I'm like obsessive with my receipts. I don't know why. I keep them forever and then I can never find the actual one that I need because that's the journey of my life. But I like the bag because it also helps me keep track of the spending in that way, where I'll put it all in the Ziploc bag. Like if ever I go to Disneyland, that's what I do. I save, they go in the Ziploc bag during the day, and then they immediately go in my top zip part of my luggage. So then at the end, I can be like, oh, I spent how much money while I was opening Galaxy's Edge? Oh my goodness. Like things like that are fun to shock yourself with later, you know?
Oh
Yeah.
dear. Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that I've got with me during these, if you're coming during the time when you need to be wearing a face mask in the parks, I have an extra, like, I like the cloth Disney face masks. That's what I wear all the time, anyhow.
Same.
If I'm got to run to the grocery store or I'm running here or there, it's the, or at the parks, I've got those cloth masks on. But I like keeping a couple of the just the one time use only, the paper, these guys masks with me just in case. So I'll have a couple of in here if I get caught in the rain, or I have maybe there'll be somebody in your traveling party that just needs to switch out masks. You can grab this one, you can use it. It's got the nose wire in it, and then it's done for the day. It's a nice just in case kind of thing. So I have one of those with me normally as well.
Yeah, I'll do that. I always have one like Ziploc bagged in there. I was gonna say I keep them. That's what I like about these bags too, is that with the one laptop area, I'll put stuff like that, the flat stuff in the back here. And I actually have in here the same as you. I had my disposable one. I have my new Black Panther one because the original one that Shop Disney sent me broke the second I opened it. That's the only mask that's happened on it. It was just not sized correctly. And then my Boo mask. I got the Boo one for Halloween.
Very cute.
Yeah. And then here's proof that I do always have a Ziploc bags with me. So, yeah, no. I also like to. Oh, here it is. I was trying to find it. I like to always bring a hat with me too. Even if you're not a hat person, if you're caught in one of those downpours, or not even the downpours, just some days it is so hot and you are sweating unlike you have ever sweat in your entire life. Sometimes the hat can make all the difference in the world. I mean, it literally, what I do, this one specifically I love because it fits my actual head, and it's hard to find hats that do that. But I know this one doesn't have the clip, but the ones that have the snapbacks on them are great because if you're wearing them and you're worried about it on a ride, I just snap it to the loop on my belt or the hanger part of the backpack right here, and I don't even put it in the bag, so it won't get smushed or anything like that, and you can keep them all together, and then you have it back there. But I feel like it can be a reprieve on a really sunny day too. A nice thing to have.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you completely with the hat. I'll usually on the back seat of my car, I'll have several of my baseball caps kind of out waiting so that I can just kind of grab one and go, because it really does make a difference. Especially if you're traveling, you're traveling here. This is your day to be in Hollywood Studios. The last thing that you want to do is be suffering in the blazing sun all day. Like, especially if you're waiting for a ride like Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway, before you get into the actual lobby, a lot of that queue is just outside and there's no shade whatsoever. So having that hat can help you really maintain your sanity.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a really good thing. And enjoy it.
I have this new thing too that I've been like bringing to the park, but it could go either way. So I got this for Christmas, oddly enough, and it's this like little pack. So this one specifically has this like loop here on it where you could add a carabiner and clip it on again to the outside of the backpack. You could put it in the front pouch or anything. But if you unzip this tiny little pouch, it's about the size of a pencil case if you're listening. Inside of it, I've got my metal straw, my reusable straw, because if this, God, if you hate the paper straws, that's all there is right now. And for good reason. But I immediately was like, I love the metal straws, so I'm on board with reusable. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, I just lost it. Reusable resources. I don't know.
Yes.
A fork in here.
There you go. That makes sense.
This one.
That's awesome.
This was a little set that had it actually came with like chopsticks, fork, spoon, knife, metal spoon. And I was like, well, I don't need all of those with me at all times, but this could be great for anybody that's a little skeeved out about using reusable silverware. I know I can be that way, maybe not in a sit down restaurant, but in like I want to say in Galaxy's Edge and Docking Bay 7, the silverware was reusable, and I know people stole that spork, and so we don't have nice things anymore.
Yes.
But if you were lucky enough to purchase one of those sporks, I say, why not? I mean, you're allowed to have it, right? You bought it in the park. Throw it in one of these pouches and bring that with you, and that might help you out too. Help the environment, but also for me, it's just a comfort level too. I just am like, okay, well, I feel better. I don't know. I'm weird.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
No, you're not weird. You're prepared.
Well,
That's
I know
awesome.
that Kevin on Twitter showed that he had gotten a pack too, and his was about half the size of this one, so it was probably about 4 or 5 inches tall. But his was the silverware, like the utensil part of it, like the prongs and the lip and the spoon and everything were metal, but the handles were plastic, so it like snapped down and together, so it was like bent in half or something. And I know there's different versions out there, but I feel like that might be nice to help you get you through your day or whatever, make life easier, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the next thing that I have, and it seems pretty basic. I mean, most of mine are pretty basic because, if I've got all sorts of things, I've got, a migraine stick. If you like
I
essential
just
oils,
heard about these.
peppermint. Oh my goodness. It's wonderful. Yeah. So I just keep peppermint oil with me. I don't get migraines, but I will, if I get a headache or just this, all ails are cured by peppermint oil. And I've got eye drops because, you're out and about and you just don't want to deal with anything, but also your fuel rod.
Yes,
or your
that's
battery
a good one.
pack.
Yeah.
So I love a fuel rod. I've kind of got mapped out in my noggin where the fuel rod machines are, so I can swap them out if I need to. If you make sure, if you're a founder for fuel rod, that you've registered your email address and your receipt for your original fuel rod if you've gotten one from years ago, because they're going to start having swapping fees here eventually. I'm glad to say they don't have them yet at Walt Disney World. Yeah, I know. But I love the simplicity of, I've got this with me. And if I run out, there's a machine over at International Gateway and World Traveler that I can swap this out for, and I'll be good to go. Because while you're on vacation and you're enjoying all the, Disney everything, and you're taking all these amazing pictures and sharing them with friends, the last thing you want to do is run out of cell phone battery.
I think a tip with that too is I like to make a habit of always swapping it first thing when I walk in the park, whether I'm positive it's charged or not, because you know what, it probably isn't. So I am always like, charge it when you can swap it out, because you know what, that's the day when the person next to you is like, oh, my cell phone's dying. You're like, oh, fine. I mean, I'll be nicer about it, but it's everybody wants to, when they know you've got the battery pack, everybody wants to use it. That was a good one. And also, I'd like to say, I keep it with me doesn't have to be a backpack, because right here, Sandy Fanny. I have my snacks go in the front, so I've got a little snack with me at all times. It's usually these peanut butter power-ups that I love. I know you can't get them everywhere. I'm going to eat that after this, I think. And then in the other pouch, I've got one of my masks. I've got... this is from Crazy Town. I have my glasses to wear so that no one spits in my eyes. I was always afraid somebody was going to spit in my eyes. So I wore these when I go out.
Well, there
they're fake,
you go.
But they're my fashion frames. And then I've got the hand wipes. I've got champagne toast was my fun flavor.
Oh, I like that.
The wipes. I also bring, this is up to you, but inside of my Santa Fe, I've got latex gloves, because when this first started happening, this is like my thing I made immediately when this started happening. But, and then I've got some napkins and tissues in here as well, because you never know when something's going to fall and it's going to be gross, and you're like, I need to pick it up, but I absolutely do not want to touch my hands. There it is. You've got them too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got tissues at all times. I love my tissues.
It's just one of those things that you're just like, you need it. It's a thing that I never think to have, but
Mhm.
there's always a moment when you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had this,
Oh,
or
yeah.
if I don't have them sometimes and I think of it, I'll grab a couple from the quick service and just like kind of stuff them in my bag, because also if you're wet or sweaty, just being able to wipe your forehead a little bit is nice. And you could try and remember to bring one of those thin towels, the ones you can wet and you're supposed to put them around your neck or whatever. I have one and I never remember to bring it. So if you're like me, the having the tissues or the napkins tucked away is the best bet for me.
Yeah, that's smart. That's really smart. Yeah, sunglasses, things like that. If you've got glasses, one of the little glasses cloths to clean your glasses, because inevitably I leave the house and my glasses are clean, and within 5 minutes of being in the park, there's schmuck all over them. I don't know how or why, but they're there. Um, bring another thing I'll have with me is a notepad. I am old school. I
Oh my
like.
God, I bring one too.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
I like my little notepad, and I like having a pen, and I'll write a thought down, or I'll write details. There you go.
I love it too, because if you ever get anything that's like a paper, whatever, you can stick it in the journal and it keeps it nice and like
Yes.
flat and safe for you too. Because literally, as I say this, inside of here, I have my up close with the rhinos name tag.
Oh,
They let us keep it, and I stuck it in here because this was in my backpack, and it has like a rhino on the back and everything. And so they didn't let you take pictures on this experience, so this is the only thing I have from it. So I was like, oh,
so cute.
you never know when you're gonna need to make a list.
I
I like to
agree.
have a pen and paper. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
I'm right there with you. I'll open the notes app, or I'll grab a notebook and scribble things down, whichever one.
Yeah. Well, I think that's basically what I have on any given day. And this is us. We're in the parks frequently, and this comes from our experiences, I think, of always being like, oh, I'm here and I need this one thing. So you're going to need it when you don't have it. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
So was that everything that you normally carry with you?
That's just about everything, other than normal things like hand lotion and other lip balms, and an EpiPen. If you need an EpiPen, make sure to bring yours to the park, that kind of thing.
The last thing that I will say that I usually have in my pocket or somewhere in my backpack is my AirPods or headphones, because sometimes the parks can get a little loud, and I have a weird thing. I don't like talking on the phone. I feel like I can't understand what people are saying unless I can see them. And I don't know why. It's just a weird anxiety thing. So I like to be able to communicate with the headphones, but also if you're walking alone, sometimes it's nice to have them in for like the monorail ride in,
Mm-hmm.
or or the ferry boat or anything like this. Or if you have a really long line, sometimes I like to make a little Disney playlist and just like have that going while you're walking down Main Street, or get your Star Wars cantina music going when you're walking around Galaxy's Edge or something like that. It makes it you can add a different, like, your own personal theming to it.
Absolutely. Well, and I absolutely normally have these headphones right here with me at all times. They're with me for a Target run, or they're with me just in case I need to check out a video in the park. Disney Play will also have some really cool playlists. So depending where you are in the parks, they might have some songs that they've chosen for you to be able to listen to when you're standing in a queue. So I concur with the headphones.
That's really cool. I didn't know that they had playlists on there. That's awesome. Well, there you have it. Those are the things that we feel like are the best objects that you could have in your backpack for a day at Walt Disney World. If you feel like we missed something and you think there's an essential in here, I mean, we said snacks. I feel like that's always important to me. I will tell you, but before we wrap up real quick, the snack I like, what I just showed, the peanut butter Power-Ups, but also I really enjoy the applesauce that comes in the packet with the twist off top.
The Go-Go Squeeze.
Yes, yeah. I also like those because they make vegetable versions of it. And sometimes you might be like, ugh, gross. But think about it. How often are you really just popping a vegetable in there that's not with a meal? And they say that's like, you should be doing that more than you do fruit on the side. So I like to mix it up. So we'll do like a half fruit, half vegetable or something like that. But it will make the world of difference when you get that hunger pain and it's not time to eat, or you're just in a spot not to do it right now. Let me tell you, it's that extra little like oomph that you need to go. So I say throw some of those in the bag too. But That is everything that we have in our backpacks. Please let us know what you have in your backpacks and what your preferred backpack is. Is it a fanny pack? Because that's where I'm trying to get into now, the Sandy Fanny. But I bring that with me to, like, that's my Target bag. I bring it to the grocery store. It's like for the walk. It's that like grab it and go, and I know it's all there, and it's just like, okay, I feel good. I feel secure with it. And if there are any sponsors out there who have really cool fanny packs they want to share with us, I'm sure Deni and I would be happy to rock a pair for you. But
Absolutely.
no, yeah. So we hope that this helped you a little in planning your next Walt Disney World or Disney theme park vacation. And when you are planning that next vacation, please consider using Dreams Unlimited Travel. Like I said at the beginning of the show, they are experts at helping you plan that vacation, but also it does not cost you anything extra to book through them, and it helps support the show. So, like, why not do that? Because they'll deal with the headaches, not you. And you can roll that peppermint stick all over because you won't have a headache. So you can use it on other places. I don't know why I said that. It got weird. But thank you, everyone, for listening and watching. And we will be back next time with another episode of The Best and Worst of Walt Disney World.